You know, Koenigsegg is known for building some of the wildest hypercars with jaw-dropping horsepower. But this time, they've outdone themselves with an electric motor that's not much bigger than your head and still manages to produce a whopping 330 horsepower. Yes, you heard that right. 330 horsepower. Introducing the Koenigsegg Quark E-Motor, a total game-changer in the electric world. Enjoying the content? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Join us for more insights and exciting news. Be part of the community today. Now, before you say, electric cars are kind of boring, let's be clear, this motor is anything but ordinary. Koenigsegg has crafted a motor that's both insanely powerful and incredibly compact, and not just one, but two versions, the Quark and the Terrier. When paired with a single inverter, these two motors deliver an incredible 660 horsepower, weighing in at less than 85 kilos. Imagine that. It's like a high-powered bundle of energy you could practically carry around in a backpack. So, how did they fit so much power into something so small? That's the brilliance of Swedish engineering for you. Koenigsegg has created a motor that's not only efficient, but also packs a serious punch. The real secret? It's all in the design. But before we get into how it works, let's take a quick trip down memory lane and look at how it all began. Back in 1994, a young Christian von Koenigsegg, just 22 at the time, set out to fulfill his dream of building the world's fastest supercar. Fast forward a couple of years, and the first Koenigsegg creation rolled out after endless hours of hard work. And it was a hit. Professional drivers like Rickard Rydell, Pico Troberg, and Kelly Rosenblad were blown away when they got behind the wheel. Of course, if you want to make a name for yourself in the automotive world, you've got to go big or go home, right? So Koenigsegg decided to showcase their creation at the Cannes Film Festival. Soon after, the Koenigsegg CC8S made its debut at some of the world's most prestigious motor shows, including Paris and Geneva. In 2002, Christian's dream finally came true when Koenigsegg's first proper production car was unveiled, and it was a game-changer. The Koenigsegg CC8S's engine was certified by Guinness World Records as the most powerful engine in a mass-produced car in the whole world. And if that wasn't impressive enough, the engine was based on a Ford V8 that Koenigsegg reworked. Now, back to Koenigsegg's tiny Quark E-Motor. The Quark is a marvel of engineering, perfect for a wide range of applications, such as aerospace, marine, and EV powertrains. To create this groundbreaking motor, the brilliant minds at Koenigsegg combined two fundamentally different motor types into one unique design. So, let's talk about magnetism, shall we? It's a crucial part of how electric motors work. Koenigsegg has ingeniously combined two methods to create the Quark E-Motor. They call it Raxial Flux, which sounds made up, because it is. But fear not. Raxial flux is a fusion of radial and axial flux, two different ways electric motors function. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, let me break it down. Picture this. You have coils that rotate between magnets, and depending on which way they go, the axial does it along the axis. That's more perpendicular. And the radial does it running outside the weight. Radial flux motors are cheap to create and widely available in EVs, but they need more revs to produce peak power. On the other hand, axial flux motors offer more torque at low revs, but require lightweight and extremely durable materials to withstand a lot of stress. By combining these two motor types, Koenigsegg has created a class-leading torque-to-power to RPM-to-weight matrix, making the Quark E-Motor a powerhouse in a tiny package. The Quark E-Motor weighs a mere 30 kilos, which is lighter than the motors Tesla uses in its everyday models. To give you an idea, that's about the same weight as a giant otter, a double radiator, a bear cub, a garden bench, or a pair of speakers. Now, that's impressive. So, what kind of power does the Quark motor generate, you ask? Well, The Quark produces an astounding 335 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. So where exactly will the Quark be used? Well, it's not your typical full EV approach like Tesla's. Instead, the Quark has been designed to work in tandem with an internal combustion engine, and not just any engine, but the Koenigsegg Gemera's TFG engine, which uses their super-cool camless free-valve technology. Now, if you're familiar with Koenigsegg, you know they like to do things a little bit differently than everyone else. From their crazy horsepower to their wild doors, they're always pushing the boundaries. The TFG engine is no exception. It's a relatively small 2-liter, twin-turbocharged 3-cylinder powertrain, but don't let that fool you. When combined with the electric motor on the crankshaft, it produces a whopping 600 brake horsepower for the front wheels. And for rear drive, there's a single electric motor on each of the rear wheels. The Gemera has 4 seats, 8 cup holders, and a combined output of 1,700 horsepower. That's just mind-boggling. And the Quark E-Motor is the key to making all of this work together like a tiny Swedish tag team. The idea is that the E-Motor will handle the low-end grunt for instant acceleration, while the combustion engine kicks in for the top-end punch. According to Koenigsegg, all of this means that the Gemera will effortlessly surge to a top speed of 248 miles per hour. But Koenigsegg isn't stopping there. Along with the Quark, they've also announced the Terrier, which will find its way into completely electric models. Despite its small size and weight of only 85 kilos, the Terrier is capable of a whopping 660 brake horsepower. And it's a torque vectoring unit, which means it can electronically vary the torque and send it to each wheel for better handling. It's like a tiny, energetic, and fearless terrier that's ready to take on anything. So, what does all of this mean for the future of cars? Well, it means Koenigsegg is pushing the boundaries once again and paving the way for a new generation of cars. With the Quark and Terrier, they're able to combine the best of both worlds, the instant acceleration of an electric motor and the top-end punch of a combustion engine. With the Gemera plug-in hybrid model and other future PHEVs, we can only imagine what they'll come up with next.